Detain and deport all migrants who are here to colonise. Detain and deport all those who refuse to assimilate.
Over the weekend of October 26th and 27th, thousands of protesters gathered in cities across the UK, responding to a viral video where a group of Muslim men, reportedly recent migrants, publicly called for the implementation of Sharia law in Britain. The protesters, rallying under slogans like "Stop the Boats" and "Save Our Kids," voiced opposition to what they saw as a challenge to British secular values and cultural integrity. Now we'll see some reactions from people attending this rally.
Mainstream media, in my opinion, just a complete utter waste of time. They just lie us, cheat, keep the truth from us, everything. What's Tommy Robinson done for the country? Damn sight more than this idiot that's in Parliament now.
Some protesters argued that the mainstream media is not showing the truth, while others felt that Tommy is being persecuted for telling the truth.
He's persecuted for telling the truth. You know, for calling out the truth. The uncomfortable truth that they don't want you to hear, they don't want the public to hear and know about.
While some people also accused the government of two-tier policing.
And I'm happy about two-tier policing.
What do you mean by two-tier policing?
I feel that people, especially a lot of right-wing people, they're treated differently than sort of left-wing protesters. I mean, we've seen the way people who aren't even committing crimes in the riots are getting arrested. Obviously, what happened with people setting fire to hotels, that's obviously out of order. I do not condone that in any way, shape or form. But I do think people are unfortunately treated differently by the police just because of their political views.
Right-wing nationalist groups, concerned citizens, and free speech advocates joined these demonstrations, with many expressing fears that demands for Sharia law could undermine the freedoms and equality protected under UK law. The video, which quickly circulated on social media, sparked intense backlash and fears across various communities. Calls for Sharia law, a system based on Islamic principles, conflicted with the secular values and diverse multi-faith landscape of the UK. At the scene in the video, the Metropolitan Police were present, but chose not to intervene, a stance that has led to criticism from those questioning whether similar tolerance would have been shown if British citizens were advocating for their rights in a disruptive manner. Some pointed out a potential double standard in the enforcement approach, which has only fueled further frustration. Following the video's release, protests erupted across the UK, with some right-wing groups condemning it as a sign of what they call Islamization of Britain. These protests, however, also triggered counter-protests from anti-racist groups and those advocating for religious freedoms, leading to heightened tensions. Adam Brooks, an activist and frequent contributor to GB News, then shares his perspective from attending both rallies. He recounts being at the anti-racist march, where he felt threatened by masked protesters who he claims acted aggressively toward him. He criticizes the police for not intervening against individuals wearing balaclavas, suggesting their covered faces were menacing.
Now, I've seen some of the footage you posted online from the protest yesterday. Tell us what it was like on that march. We've read about stuff, there's loads of stuff on social media, what it was like to actually be there.
Look, Dawn, I decided to take one of my employees with a camera and try and interview some people at both protests because I wanted to get some balance, you know, and we turned up at the anti-fascist or anti-racism march and we was threatened, we was barred, I had people in my face trying to grab the phone, they were masked up, balaclavaed up, and the police didn't seem to mind that, you know, and I just think, how can we have people with balaclavas on our streets like that? I mean, you're seeing the video now. It's quite menacing. And all I was asking them was, why are you covering your faces? And no one would tell me. And in my opinion, you do not go to the streets with a balaclava on if you're there to behave. If these were people that were on the other protests, I'm sure something would have been said and these images would have gone all around the world and on the front pages. But so we had to leave. The Met told me that for my own safety, it's probably best that I left the anti-fascist march, which is quite ironic.
Brooks then contrasts this experience with the Uniting the Kingdom rally, which he describes as largely peaceful and attended by a diverse crowd, including families and elderly people, who were there to voice concerns over issues like immigration policy.
And then I turned up at the Unite the Kingdom march, and really I was met with many elderly people. There were families there There were people of colour, a lot of singing. There was children there. I managed to sort of interview 4 or 5 different people from that sort of demo or rally, whatever you want to call it. And it was very good-natured. I didn't see any trouble there.
Police made several arrests to prevent violent clashes between the groups, ensuring that public order was maintained amid these heated demonstrations. British Patriots voiced concerns that implementing Sharia law could undermine personal freedoms and equality under UK law. They argued that the push for Sharia represents an encroachment on traditional British values and the established legal system. This incident has heightened national discussions around multiculturalism, religious freedoms, and integration, reflecting broader social tensions within the UK on these complex issues. To provide some background, Sharia, meaning the path in Arabic, is a legal and ethical system derived from the Quran and Hadith, guiding various aspects of life for Muslims, including family matters, finance, and personal conduct. In some countries, Sharia coexists with civil law, but the extent of its influence varies widely, and its applications can be seen as either progressive or restrictive, depending on interpretation. Statements advocating for religious-based legal systems can be deeply divisive, especially in diverse societies like the UK. In a multicultural society, the rights of all groups to express their beliefs are respected, and calls for parallel legal systems that contradict national laws are bound to provoke public concern. This situation underscores the importance of sensitive and responsible communication, as well as respect for local customs. Promoting open dialogue and mutual understanding between different communities is essential for reducing social tensions. By focusing on shared values, peace, safety, and respect, the UK can continue to embrace its multicultural diversity while maintaining a cohesive society. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more updates and insights on current issues.